Sometimes people have what it takes, but they haven't recognized it yet. Just go forward. So what do you need to do? How do you stand out? So what you need to do is be that person that's different and is bigger than you think. Rise from the ashes and fly like the phoenixes that you are.
Welcome, everybody, and hello. This is Andrew David. This is Blake Newbar's partner program in the High Performance Calls, Monday through Friday, noon Eastern time. If you're joining live, thank you guys for being here. If you're on YouTube watching the replay, make sure that you hit subscribe, follow, comment, all that kind of fun stuff. Now, the last couple of days, we've been talking about the difference between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, talking about how those work. And then we have the unconscious, but I'm not going to dive into that. Here's how I want you guys to think about it and why this is important and why I keep harping on some of this stuff. As you are tackling something new, especially for a lot of you guys that have tried numerous things in the past, think of your conscious mind as the gardener. Okay, your conscious mind is the one that is going out and planting the seeds and nurturing the soil and making sure that, doing what's possible to take care of the plants as they grow, removing, bugs and pests and things. And so it's the conscious mind is the one that is doing the work. Your subconscious mind is the soil itself. It's what begins to germinate inside of and below the surface as the seeds begin to sprout. What grows is dependent on what the conscious mind is planting and working on. It is the emotionalization of the thoughts and actions. It's what brings things to light. So your subconscious mind began being written at birth. As soon as you started consuming information, especially in the first 7 to 8 years, they say that oftentimes the subconscious mind, you're walking through life essentially with your subconscious mind turned all the way up, almost as if you're in hypnosis, right? It's easily written, kind of the software that your brain is downloading, and you're developing yourself into who you are, what your beliefs will be, and how you feel about things, right? Does that make sense for everybody? Any questions on that, right? It's this growth process that we have. This is what turns us into who we are. The thing is that our subconscious mind doesn't differentiate much between, reality and fantasy. It just accepts whatever we give it. And so it's one reason why now, as we start to look at affirmations, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about visualization and some other things today. As you start to look at it, it's why things become so difficult to rewrite. It's why you've tried a dozen different things and they haven't worked, because the subconscious mind starts to flare up. If you've started this, if you start a diet, if you're in a brand new relationship, when that moment of friction happens and you start to feel certain emotions, it could be depression, it could be frustration, it could be anger, it could be fear, it could be happiness. Those feelings come from the subconscious mind, because your subconscious is looking to create equilibrium, homeostasis, right? The subconscious, and unconscious mind, what's going on there, that's what keeps our body temperature at the 98.6. That's what keeps your, all of these chemicals and hormones and everything in our body functioning. That's what our brain is doing. That's where when we talked about how your conscious mind is like having one movie playing at a time and your subconscious mind is having 10,000 movies playing all at the same time. The subconscious is running all of these programs in the background. That's what's trying to create this equilibrium. And when you try anything new, it tries to pull all of these things from your subconscious mind, from all of the programs that you've consumed, and figure out what you felt before in these situations, what you've experienced, what's going on, and try to bring you back to normal. Thing is, with this business, with a new workout regime, with trying to read, with building, trying to create a new relationship or change the relationship with your in, we're not going for homeostasis. We're not going for the norm that we've been dealing with for the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years. We're trying to become different. And so that's where the struggle comes in. And that's why affirmations, as powerful as they are, they don't work if you do them once or twice or three times. Hypnosis or visualization, a diet doesn't work if you only do it for a few days, right? So what you need to do is push through those moments. When you start to feel a little overwhelmed, when you start to get pissed off at whatever it is you're doing, because damn it, I haven't learned how to do it yet. This is frustrating because I never did this stuff before, right? The new diet, transitioning into something like keto or vegetarianism or low carb or even counting your calories when you've never done anything like that before. Good Lord, that is frustrating, right? And so the way that you rewrite those pathways, we've talked about this before, but there's two major ways. There's some major thing happens, right? Some significant event that just shocks you into a change. And the other way is a constant and consistent flow of new information. And the only way to do that is to become the gardener that is constantly and consistently feeding and nurturing this plot of soil that is your subconscious with new affirmations, positive thinking, paying attention to the things that you are doing on a consistent basis. So I want to just kind of highlight some of those things here real quick. These slides are available inside the Skype group, talking about, 3 conditions of the mind: the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious. It's available also inside the challenge folder, the Google Drive doc. Some of you guys are brand new, Victoria Phillips, some of the others, if you haven't seen it yet, I will repost these again. But these are some of the things that I've gone over training over the last couple of days: rules of the subconscious mind, how you start to rewrite things, looking at affirmations, ways that they work, metaphors, things to say, coming up with your Phoenix moment. This is a training that I've done in the past. All of this is available. Okay. Bunch of different types of affirmations. That's all there. How do you know when they're starting to work? One way to do this is to begin with visualization. This is something I think Michael brought up the other day. Visualization is a phenomenal way to begin to reprogram your mind. Okay, positive, empowering images. This is key here. Your mind is so powerful. Spending a few minutes each day visualizing. This is why they talk about coming up with a vision board. How many of you guys have created a vision board at some point in your life? Right? If you have, awesome. If you haven't, I almost want to say shame on you. You need to do something like that. Find different things that you can visualize. Now, for me, I've got on my phone, I've got different pictures that I will look through on a consistent basis. I have stuff, next to me. I've got it all over the place, but spending some time each day to visualize. Now, when you do it though, and again, you can read these on your own when you like, but when you do this, you want to make sure that you are putting out strong, positive emotions while you picture these things. Sometimes people struggle with when there are pictures of, maybe it's a vacation on the beach or the mountains. Maybe it's a car. Maybe it's a house. Maybe it's, people smiling. Maybe it's yourself that in a healthier state than you currently are. Sometimes there's a feeling of loss or frustration or anxiety because you haven't had that yet. Pay attention to the feeling that you have when you visualize. Okay. When you are visualizing success, make sure that you allow feelings of love and joy and gratitude and peace to come in. Okay. Otherwise, it won't be nearly as effective. Next, affirmations. Again, you want to word them positively. Say I'm confident and successful rather than I will be confident and successful. So that's present tense. Don't say things like I'm not a failure, because your subconscious mind can't process the negatives. All it hears is your statement of yourself and then the word failure. Okay. And then it goes to, I think Chantel mentioned this yesterday, but instead of just saying I am wealthy, because that causes that wobble, I think is what she talked about. But there's a disconnect there. Oftentimes, if you're not there yet, you can say, I'm in the process of becoming. I'm becoming someone who can handle wealth, that I attract that. I'm doing this and doing that, right? Like I've started that process. That's believable to my conscious and subconscious mind. Saying that I'm already wealthy isn't going to do it. And then again, guys, repeat it over and over and over and over again. They don't work. Reprogramming your subconscious mind doesn't work if you only do it a few times. It doesn't, because you spent your whole damn life coming up with and becoming who you are now. It's not going to change with just a few of those elements. Okay, so let me see a couple of comments. We are feeling beings. Yes, the affirmations need to be felt so that they can be congruent. Absolutely. Good. Some of you guys visualize doing the work, not just the result. Yeah. Visualize the process. Good. Recall reading of a vision board and materials some time ago. Where can I find the info on what is involved? We'll do one on Friday. We'll do a challenge on Friday. Give you guys a weekend to do it after, we meet with Melissa tomorrow about the neurofeedback. Okay. Now, last couple of things. How do you know if the programming is starting to work? You begin feeling stronger, more confident, and happier. You find yourself more willing to take risks, face challenges. Dreams and goals don't seem overwhelming anymore, just exciting. You feel a deeper sense of inner peace as inner conflicts are dissolving. You attract more opportunities to expand and grow in every area of your life. I like these. These are something to strive for, guys. They don't happen right away. I will tell you that. And one thing I've learned is that oftentimes as you begin to grow, as you become closer to the recognition of what your potential is, what you're capable of, and who you can become, at least this is me personally, I've found that the closer I come to where I should be, oftentimes the more I recognize how much work I need to do. Right? Has anybody else ever felt that? Right? Spirituality, humility, learning, growth, anything. The more you do, the more you go, man, I still have a long way. And there's nothing wrong with that. But recognizing it as part of the journey, and this is why I say, guys, look, you're going to feel overwhelmed. It happens. You're going to feel at times that you need to reassert your clarity. You're going to, Ernie's got his great little graphics going and keeps throwing me off. I look down, he's got his glasses on. Anyway, as you're going through this stuff, the more that I learn, the more I realize I don't know. The more I read, the more I recognize, man, there's so much out there, right? The more push-ups you do, the more you do physically, the more you realize that this is great, but I got to keep going. The more people that you start to touch, and a lot of you guys are coaches in different ways, right? One thing I need you guys to remember with this, for example, is, creating a funnel, generating leads, making some money. That's great. But every one of those leads is a business that you can affect in a positive way. Right. I'm working with right now. One of the nonprofits that I work with, came through marketing through a funnel, this real similar to this, but using LinkedIn and messages there. Now, I'm not excited about some of the aspects of marketing. I enjoy marketing. I've been doing it now for years, but that's not what excites me. What excites me is the chance I get to work with this nonprofit who is helping coaches become certified and then working with addicts and people that are in rehab all over the world. Right? I'm helping them spread a message in dozens and dozens of countries because they have their specialty, which is, training and certification and things like that, but they're missing something. And the fact that I get to work with them allows them to help now hundreds of more people every month. That's exciting for me. It's not just, something that lets me make a little bit of money. And that's what you guys got to understand. If you're working with doctors or attorneys or online marketers or whoever, if you can help them to generate some more leads for their business, I mean, that's a single mom that's paying a few extra bills. That's a dad that gets to earn a little bit extra money so he can be home with his family. That's, someone that gets them that much closer to retirement or selling their business. There's so much that can happen in everything that you do, but you're going to have to change who you are in order to get there. Affirmations as a whole reprogramming your subconscious mind, affirmations, visualizations. It could be hypnosis. It could be binaural beats, like just different elements that you can use to become better. It's all a process, guys. You got to be patient with yourselves and work on it. So I just wanted to kind of review the subconscious mind, look at some of these things. We have the challenge out there for the affirmations right now. It's inside the Skype group. I will be posting affirmations every day in there for you guys. All of you have the opportunity to learn and grow. Tomorrow, we're going to have Melissa Thiel is going to be on. She owns multiple neurofeedback clinics all around the country. So I'm super excited to talk to her. I'm going to drop in a couple of thoughts about it. If I were you guys, I'd look up something about neurofeedback therapy. It's going to be pretty cool tomorrow. And then, yeah, that's what I got for today. And then Friday, what we'll do, Michael, we'll go over vision boards, if that works for everybody. Right? Awesome. So I'm going to wrap this up. We'll take some questions and let me hit on some of these comments in here. Love you guys. Appreciate you as always. Go out and make it awesome. If you don't want to hang out, that's cool. I'm going to spend a couple more minutes.
Sometimes people have what it takes, but they haven't recognized it yet. Just go forward. So what do you need to do? How do you stand out? So what you need to do is be that person that's different and is bigger than you think. Rise from the ashes and fly like the phoenixes that you are.